Earth is a planet brimming with wonders, where every corner holds a story waiting to be uncovered. In this video, we're taking you on a journey to discover some of the most awe-inspiring natural wonders, hidden gems, and breathtaking sights that challenge what you thought possible. From ancient rock formations carved by centuries to landscapes so striking they seem otherworldly, these places will reshape how you see our world. And the most incredible part, some of these marvels remain mysteries still puzzling scientists and explorers today. Join us as we explore the beauty and secrets of our planet. Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland. Deep in the Swiss Alps, Lauterbrunnen Valley carves a dramatic U-shape etched by glaciers that retreated as far back as 20,000 years ago during the last ice age. Picture this massive ice sheets grinding down the landscape, leaving behind sheer cliffs that tower over 3,000 feet high and feed 72 roaring waterfalls. It's like nature's own amphitheater, where the roar of Staubach Falls, plunging 980 feet, echoes the raw power that shaped the Alps from the smash-up of ancient continents. Amid this wild backdrop, hardy alpine plants, like the protected mountain avens, cling to limestone debris, pioneers that helped reclaim the valley after the ice melted away. No wonder it's drawn adventurers for centuries today. It's a gateway to the Jungfrau Peaks. But back in the day, locals built humble huts under boulders to dodge deadly avalanches. A stark reminder that beauty here comes with a fierce edge. Ilulissat Ice Fjord, Greenland. Imagine standing at the edge of the world, where a monster glacier, Saint-Michel, carves off icebergs the size of skyscrapers into a fjord choked with frozen giants. This beast moves 130 feet a day faster than any outside Antarctica, dumping 35 cubic miles of ice, yearly enough to fill 10% of Greenland's output and fuel our understanding of a warming planet. It's a front-row seat to Earth's deep freeze. The fjord's wild mix of rock, sea, and cracking ice echoes the last ice age, when sheets like this locked up the globe 20,000 years back. Scientists flock here because it's a living lab. Ice cores pulled from the sheet reveal 100,000 years of climate secrets, from ancient air bubbles to hints of what's melting now. And for the Inuit, who've called this icy edge home for millennia, it's sacred ground, where thunderous carvings signal Pele-like spirits stirring in the deep blue chill. Phang Nga Bay, Thailand. Glide your kayak through emerald waters, past towering limestone cliffs that rise dramatically, remnants of a coral reef from 280 million years ago. These impressive rock formations, shaped by millions of years of tectonic shifts and erosion, hide dense mangrove forests that are home to over 200 bird species and a variety of wildlife, including smooth-coated otters and playful macaques. The The famous James Bond Island, or Koh Tapu, is a needle-like spire created by geological faults, part of a larger system that shaped the region when the Indian and Eurasian plates collided. While the bay's clear waters teem with vibrant fish and sea turtles, its hidden sea caves hold an even deeper history. These caves, with their unique rock formations, contain evidence of early human life, with prehistoric paintings dating back thousands of years. For the local communities, the bay's mystical landscapes are more than just scenery. They are steeped in folklore and ancient tales, giving the misty mornings a feeling of stepping into a living myth. Amalfi Coast, Italy. Cliffhugger's paradise. The Amalfi Coast snakes 30 miles along sheer drops, where the Lautari Mountains plunge straight into the Tyrrhenian Sea. A jagged scar from the African plate's slow shove into Europe over 20 million years. These vertigo-inducing bluffs, laced with terraced lemon groves that trap earthquake shakes like a natural shock absorber, birthed a maritime powerhouse in the 9th century Amalfi traders who mapped the Mediterranean with the world's first compass. From cliff-top villas, where Romans partied amid patrician excess, to Arab Sicilian arches blending east and west, every hairpin turn tells of a golden age when ships laden with silk and spices docked here. Today, it's a UNESCO gem where the sea's salty kiss on those pastel villages feels like a love letter from history, proving humans can dance with the divine when nature sets the stage. Lake Oeschinen, Switzerland. High above the tree line at 580 feet, Lake Oeschinen gleams turquoise in a cirque bowl scooped out by Ice Age glaciers. Its waters fed by snowmelt that turns the surface into a mirror for the Ilulissat's jagged spires. This hidden gem, dammed by massive landslides from peaks like the Doldenhorn 8,000 years ago, hides a secret. Its valved sediments, layered like tree rings, record 1,000 years of summer rains, unlocking climate puzzles for scientists. Dip a toe in, and you'll feel the chill of pure alpine clarity, home to trout that dart through depths probing 138 feet. But watch the skies. Thawing permafrost up high means rockfalls from Spitzenstein could send waves crashing, a reminder that this postcard paradise is still mid-creation, forged in stone and storm. Hawaii, United States. Born from fire. Hawaii's Big Island is a shield volcano playground where Mauna Loa Earth's bulkiest beast at 10 million cubic miles erupts every few years, spewing lava that rebuilds the land 500 feet from seafloor to summit. Over 2,000 miles from the mainland, this isolation birthed 10,000 endemic species like the Nene goose and silver sword plants that evolved in a mammal-free Eden. Until Polynesians paddled in 1,500 years ago with pigs and taro, kickstarting a cultural boom. Kilauea's fiery glow, it's Pele's backyard, the volcano goddess who in Hawaiian lore dances in the flames, her temper shaping islands while feeding a fragile web of ohia forests and rare honey creepers now fighting invasive foes. Step on fresh Paheho flows, and you're walking evolution in real time, where one eruption can wipe a forest, but seeds sprout from ash, proving life's grit amid the roar. Henningsvær, Norway. Tucked on Lofoten's edge, like a fisherman's hook, Henningsvær thrives where the Norwegian Sea crashes against granite shields forged 3 billion years ago in Earth's fiery youth. This Venice of the North exploded in the 19th century as Norway's cod capital, thousands of boats jamming the harbour. During winter, spawns drying racks groaning under 1 million pounds of stockfish that fueled Viking trade routes to Europe. Wander-red Rawbu cabins on stilts over tidal inlets, and you'll catch the midnight sun, painting the scene gold or auroras flickering like Norse gods' fire. natural light shows from solar winds slamming Earth's magnetic shield. For locals, it's the heartbeat of Sami-rooted folklore, where sea spirits guard the nets. Blending brutal winters with a resilient joy that turns every fjord sunset into a quiet victory. Lavaux Vineyards, Switzerland. Step into a green staircase. Lavaux's 800 hectares of terraces climb 150 feet above Lake Geneva. Hand-built by 12th century monks who sliced the Rhone Glacier's old slopes into wine-friendly ledges using just stone and sweat. These sun-trapping walls, baking grapes in a triple-heat hug from raised lake reflections and stored warmth, yield chasselas whites that locals sip like liquid gold, a varietal that's whispered through Swiss cellars for 1,000 years. It's a living timeline from Roman vines to Cistercian plots that fed Lausanne's bishops, each row a testament to human harmony with the Alps' tilt. Hike the 19-mile paths at golden hour, and the lake's shimmer feels like a wink from history, proving that with patience, even mountains can pour you a glass. Machu Picchu, Peru. Perched on a saddle between Andean peaks at 7,970 feet, Machu Picchu defies gravity on a sand river fault line. Where Inca builders slotted 50-ton granite blocks without mortar trapezoid doors flexing like shock absorbers in quakes that still rumble Peru today. Crafted in the 1450s as Pachacuti's cloud forest retreat, its 200 structures housed maybe 1,000 souls amid orchid-draped slopes. A sacred skyline where Intihuatana stones tracked solstices for rituals, tying sun to soil. Hidden from Spanish eyes, it vanished under vines until 1911, when Hiram Bingham stumbled on a ghost city, whispering of empire's fall. Abandoned perhaps by drought, its misty vales now cradling spectacled bears and 300 orchid types in a fragile high jungle hug. Ascend those steps, and you're not just touring ruins, you're touching a civilization that turned mountains into mirrors of the stars. Azores, Portugal. Out in the Atlantic's wild blue, the Azores straddle a tectonic triple play where African, Eurasian, and North American plates pull apart, birthing 9 volcanic islands from a hotspot that's bubbled for 10 million years. Pico's 13-foot cone, Portugal's tallest, last belched in 1720. While São Miguel's twin lakes, one blue, one green, simmer in a 5-mile-wide caldera, their colors a chemical cocktail from bubbling vents below. Isolation sparked oddities. The Azores nocturnal bat hunts by day, the only one of its kind. flitting through laurisilva forests thick with endemic ferns and bullfinches that teeter on extinction's edge. Settled by Portuguese in the 1400s amid eruptions that tested their faith, locals now toast volcanic wines from lava soils, proof that from fire's fury rises a lush, whale-watched paradise where the earth still hums with creation's beat. Port Campbell National Park, Australia. It is world famous for its extraordinary collection of wave-sculpted rock formations and the 12 Apostles, once a dozen, but now 8, after a dramatic 160-foot stack crumbled in 2005, revealing the relentless erosion carving this coast at 2 centimeters a year. Born from Miocene-era seas 10-20 million years ago, these sea stacks pack millions of tiny marine fossils in their cores, whispering of ancient shorelines that stretched far inland. Fault lines, etched by quakes 5-7 million years back, snake through the cliffs, frozen evidence of Earth's shaky past, visible right from the lookout. Eastern Mar custodians, who reclaimed native title in 2023, see these sentinels as sacred storytellers, tying their 60,000-year legacy to the land's raw, ever-shifting pulse. Cliffs of Moher, Ireland. Towering 700 feet above the Atlantic's roar, these sheer Carboniferous slabs, forged 320 million years ago in ancient river deltas, layer up like a geologic cake, each band a snapshot of prehistoric floods and mudslides. Part of the Burren Geopark, they're a living lab where Arctic alpine blooms huddle with Mediterranean wild thyme in calcium-rich crevices, a quirky mashup born from ice age chills and mild seas. Seabird Central 30,000 pairs of puffins, razorbills, and kittiwakes nest here. Yearly, their colonies, a buzzing hub for migration studies tracking ocean health. Folklore whispers of hag-headed forts guarding against invaders, a cultural shield that turned these cliffs into symbols of Irish resilience, from Napoleonic watchtowers to modern eco-battles against erosion. Wadi Rum, Jordan. Vast red dunes, swallow jeeps, hole under cliffs that pierce 5,700 feet skyward, remnants of a 12,000-year-old peneplain planed flat by ancient winds before the Arabian Plate's rumble cracked it open. Iron oxide paints the sandstone rust a chemical blush from Permian seas, where sediments piled 2,000 feet deep, now etched with Thermudic petroglyphs of hunters chasing ibex 5,000 years back. Bedouin apps now map these carvings, blending tech with tradition to shield 20,000 inscriptions from Sands. Slow bury a citizen science win for a UNESCO gem, where nocturnal bats, day-flying oddballs, hunt in Laura Silva groves. Lawrence's ghost lingers in canyons that fueled Arab revolts, but for Zalabia nomads, it's home goat-hair tents under starlit skies, where spirits whisper through the wind-sculpted arches. Sunshine Coast, Australia. Sun-drenched shores cradle the world's largest seagrass meadows, where dugongs, gentle sea cows, graze on 1,500 fish species in a tangled web that sequesters carbon like a blue-green vault. Fraser Island's perched dunes, clocking 900,000 years old, tower 800 feet as Earth's tallest sandhills, their rain-fed lakes, a rare freshwater oasis amid salty swells. Over 1,600 critters roam here, from glossy black cockatoos, bushfire survivors, to the endemic Kulula sedge frog, a tiny sentinel of coastal heathlands that filter pollutants like nature's kidneys. Kabi elders who've stewarded these sands for 60,000 years pass down song lines, mapping middens to monoliths, turning every tide pool into a classroom of ancient survival smarts. Phong Nha-Ke, Bang National Park, Vietnam. Plunge into Asia's oldest karst labyrinth, a 400-million-year-old maze of 220 miles of caves where blind fish and colorless crabs, troglobites, blind to light, thrive in ink-black rivers that pulse like Earth's veins. Son Dung's chambers swallow jumbo jets dolines blooming with jungle that traps 100,000-year-old pollen clues to monsoons that sculpted this UNESCO twin for geology and genes. Over 140 plant families cloak the peaks, including endemic agarwood trees, whose resins sense rituals, while Saola antelopes, ghosts of the forest, evade spotlights in a hot spot, birthing new species yearly. Cham etchings from the 9th century adorn altars, deep underground echoes of empires that revered these voids as spirit gates, now guarded by rangers blending ancient lore with modern patrols. Amazon, Ecuador. Deep within Ecuador, the Amazon rainforest spans roughly 40% of the nation's land, harboring an extraordinary wealth of life as one of the planet's most biodiverse regions. Threats loom large, however, as oil extraction drives deforestation and pollutes vital water sources. Home to over 3,500 plant species and 1,500 vertebrate species, many of which are endemic and scarcely studied. This vibrant ecosystem teeters on the edge. Indigenous tribes like the Tagari and Taromanamon persist in complete isolation, untouched by the modern world. To safeguard this critical landscape, Ecuador has pioneered a $1.5 billion debt for nature swap, channeling approximately $460 million toward rainforest conservation in the decades ahead. The Amazon's role in stabilizing the global climate, absorbing CO2 and generating substantial oxygen, underscores its irreplaceable value to humanity. Paraty, Brazil. Paraty is a coastal town where cobblestone streets, once engineered to flush gold dust from the Minas Gerais mines, fill with the ocean tide, a lingering echo of its past as a key port in the colonial slave trade. The surrounding Atlantic forest hugs 60 islands, creating a crucial habitat for marine life, including humpback whales that carve in the mangroves and manatees that graze on carbon-trapping seagrass. Descendants of the Quilombola people who escaped slavery to form independent communities still live here. They weave traditional baskets from bromeliads and celebrate their Tupi Afro heritage in vibrant parades like the Festa do Divino. Honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Mixed Site, in 2019, Paraty's cachaça stills continue to bubble from sugarcane fields, each sip a taste of the region's complex history and resilient spirit. Bali, Indonesia. On Bali's ancient slopes, Mount Agung erupts with molten fury, scattering fertile ash over Subak terraces, emerald staircases of rice that mirror the island's jagged backbone, sculpted by a 1,000-year-old dance of water and tradition. Encircling the island, the Coral Triangle's waters teem with over 500 coral species and a vibrant array of marine life. At sacred water temples, tree heater Karana rituals align planting cycles with lunar tides as farmers offer frangipani to honor gods, land, and aquifers in a timeless bond. From 9th century stone carvings to modern harvests, this philosophy transforms fields into living festivals, each furrow nourishing both body and spirit. Dalmatian coast Croatia. Croatia's Dalmatian coast, where a 330-foot icy age sea surge drowned valleys into 1,200 karst islands, hums with the Adriatic microplates slow grind under Eurasia at 0.16 inches a year, crafting coves like Havars, hidden gems. Shallows drop over 3,300 feet, teeming with 400 fish species and monk seals popping in viz caves, echoing Roman aqueducts that tap these waters for ancient fleets. Dubrovnik's Venetian walls, a siege-defying pearl, and Split's 2,000-year-old Diocletian palace, now olive press cellars, whisper of Illyrian pirates and Habsburg spies. These salt-kissed stones chronicle empires' rises and falls, each wave carving a saga of defiance. Tumpak Sewu Waterfall, Indonesia. Tumpak Sewu, Indonesia's Thousand Streams, erupts in a 400-foot cascade from Semeru's volcanic core, where 500,000-year-old lava fractures shape this horseshoe theater, carved deeper by monsoon torrents like nature's blade. Jungle rims buzz with 200 bird songs and Java rhinos, down to 75 survivors drinking from mist-fed pools where ferns filter toxins, bolstering East Java's farmlands. Tenggari's Highlanders, tied to Majapahit kings, offer rice in Selamatan rites to calm the fall's roar, a tradition etched since Hindu epics marked these cliffs. Double rainbows arc daily in the spray, a fleeting bridge from earth to sky, where thunder and myth clap in unison. Oya, Greece. Oya, a village perched on the rim of Santorini's caldera, bears the scar of a massive volcanic eruption that occurred about 3,600 years ago. The eruption, which hurled an estimated 15 cubic miles of rock into the atmosphere, is widely believed to be the inspiration for the legend of Atlantis. Its iconic cliffs, a vibrant mix of red pumice and black lava, plunge hundreds of feet into the deep blue caldera, creating dramatic views of the sea and hosting over 400 species of fish. Wild thyme still thrives in the volcanic soil, attracting unique butterfly species, while nearby Akrotiri, a Minoan site buried by the eruption, offers a glimpse into ancient life. As the sun sets, locals and visitors alike gather by the blue-domed churches, sipping wine as they watch a breathtaking display of color, a testament to the beauty that can emerge from catastrophe. Sapa, Vietnam. Sapa, a village tucked away in Vietnam's misty mountains, is famous for its terraced rice paddies meticulously carved by the Hmong and Dao people over centuries. These emerald green steps, rising up the slopes of Fansipan, the 10,312-foot roof of Indochina, are a testament to generations of hard work. They shimmer with rainwater during the monsoon season, while wildflowers and ferns help anchor the soil, preventing erosion. The vibrant red earth beneath these paddies teems with life, enriching the soil and ensuring a single vital rice harvest each year. The community here, a mix of indigenous groups and locals, lives and thrives amidst the lush forested landscape. While French colonists once came seeking refuge from the heat today, the Hmong and Dao people still carry on their rich traditions. Their intricate indigo textiles often mirror the sacred patterns of the terraces, weaving a timeless story of a people who have both shaped and been shaped by these magnificent peaks. Khao Sok National Park, Thailand. Khao Sok, Thailand's ancient jungle, is home to a rainforest older than the Amazon, a true relic of the Jurassic period. Within its heart lies Chio Lan Lake, whose emerald waters are framed by dramatic limestone casts, some rising as high as 3,300 feet. These spires, carved by ancient tectonic shifts, harbor incredible biodiversity, including the rare Rafflesia kerrii, a foot-wide parasitic flower that emits a foul scent to attract flies for pollination. The dense canopy hums with the sounds of over 300 bird species, including majestic hornbills. While elusive clouded leopards stalk the forest floor, it's the chorus of gibbons at dawn that truly captures the jungle's spirit. Kayaking past floating bungalows and submerged trees, you feel a connection to a primeval world, a timeless sanctuary that guards Thailand's wild heart. Rome, Italy. Rome, the Eternal City, sprawls across 7 hills on a foundation of volcanic tufa and Tiber silt. Its iconic aqueducts, some over 2,400 years old, once funneled an astonishing amount of water into the city, fueling its baths, fountains, and daily life. Amidst the ruins of the Roman Forum, where foxes now roam, stand umbrella pines that whisper tales of a glorious past. In nearby Borghese Gardens, over 100 species of butterflies flutter a delicate contrast to the city's monumental scale. Below the Colosseum, now a haven for bats that hunt mosquitoes at dusk, wild plants like asparagus still sprout from the ancient stones. As you walk the Appian Way, a road lined with the tombstones of ancient Romans and early Christians, you can feel the weight of history. A city that was born from swamplands and grew to become the cradle of Western civilization. Antalya, Turkey. Antalya, a city where the towering Taurus Mountains dramatically meet the sparkling Mediterranean, hides a secret etched in ancient stone. The rugged peaks soaring to heights of over 9,800 feet are the weathered remnants of a massive tectonic collision, creating a dramatic barrier that traps warm sea breezes and nurtures lush oak forests below. Deep in those high-altitude woods, a hidden bloom emerges, the Antalya crocus. This rare flower unfurls its delicate purple petals from January to April, clinging to roots that sprout for decades in the cool, misty elevations above 3,300 feet. This resilient bloom, a unique treasure of the region, draws pollinators like tiny time travelers whispering tales of Turkey's wild, resilient heart. Yet Antalya's true marvel lies in its underground rivers, carving secret caves where bats find shelter and rare species thrive in eternal twilight, a fragile ecosystem born from the mountain's slow drip of history. Tianmen Mountain National Forest Park, China. Imagine a dragon's spine cracking open the sky. That's Tianmen Mountain, a 984-foot karst plateau sculpted by eons of water, dissolving limestone, leaving behind ethereal stone forests that pierce the clouds like forgotten pagodas. This synclinal wonder, formed in the heart of a vanished ancient sea, hosts the world's longest cable car ride of 4.8-mile ribbon, soaring 496 feet up sheer cliffs, revealing canyons where rare orchids and ferns cling to misty crevices. At its crown, the Tianmen Cave, a natural arch 430 feet high, stands as a gateway to legend, born from a massive rockfall in the Tang Dynasty era, when emperors climbed 999 sacred steps to honor the heavens, believing it bridged Earth and eternity. Here, golden pheasants flash through primitive forests, teeming with 266 wild plant species, their calls echoing the mountain's ancient pulse, a living bridge between myth and the raw force of nature. Bonifacio, France. Perched on Corsica's southern edge like a sentinel carved from bone-white chalk, Bonifacio's cliffs rise 500 feet straight from the churning Strait of Bonifacio, a drowned glacial valley that once linked the island to Sardinia during ice ages when seas dipped low. This limestone promontory, a rare outcrop amid granite giants, erodes into surreal sea caves and arches under relentless waves sheltering the Tiliguerta lizard, a pint-sized endemic survivor that scurries only on these sun-baked rocks, its scales blending with the maquis scrub that scents the air for miles. Millennia ago, Neolithic wanderers crossed this land bridge, leaving behind the Lady of Bonifacio, a 500-year-old burial shrouded in mystery, her bones whispering of early migrations across a frozen Mediterranean. Today, the wind-sculpted citadel above guards this fragile fusion of stone and sea, where falcons dive into turquoise depths, echoing the island's defiant, untamed spirit. Lofoten Islands, Norway. Jagged peaks claw the Arctic sky in Lofoten, their 3-billion-year-old Precambrian rocks, among Europe's oldest exposed, like the bones of a sleeping giant, forged in volcanic fury and polished by glaciers that carved fjords deeper than 1,000 feet during the last ice age. These ancient crags, laced with mangerite and mica schist, host mainland Europe's largest seabird colony, where millions of puffins burrow into cliffside turf, their rainbow beaks a riot against the midnight sun that bathes the islands in endless summer light. For over 1,000 years, Viking longhouses dotted these shores, their descendants still hauling scry cod in winter migrations that turn the seas silver, a rhythmic dance of human grit and ocean bounty that fueled medieval trade from Bergen to Byzantium. Beneath the waves, the 10,000-year-old Rust Reef, a colossal deep-water coral garden, spanning 27 miles, teems with hidden life, a silent testament to Lofoten's enduring wild symphony. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. In the Coral Triangle's fiery core, Raja Ampat's 1,500 islands erupt from the sea like emerald shards from a shattered world, their limestone casts uplifted by the Pacific and Australian plates' eternal clash, rising 3,000 feet to cradle lagoons where golden jellyfish pulse in turquoise isolation. This tectonic crucible, dubbed Earth's Species Factory, pulses with over 1,700 reef fish and 600 coral types, including the endemic Raja epaulet shark that ambles across sandy shallows like a living fossil, its spots glowing under equatorial sun. Ancient Papuan clans etched rock art into these cliffs 10,000 years ago, their lore of sea spirits guiding sustainable hunts that preserved this mega biodiverse haven home to Wilson's bird of paradise, with its iridescent curl of a tail dancing at dawn. Here, nutrient-rich currents swirl life into every crevice, weaving a tapestry of evolution where the ocean's heartbeat echoes human harmony with the wild. Dubrovnik, Croatia. Dubrovnik's the honey-hued walls encircle a trove of living limestone, quarried from nearby karst hills where underground rivers still carve hidden chambers, feeding the Adriatic with crystal-clear springs that sustain rare coastal blooms. At the city's edge, Lauterbrunnen Island harbors the Dubrovnik knapweed, a spiky purple endemic that thrives only in these salty scrubs, its roots gripping rocky soils shaped by ancient Adriatic faults that shift the earth 6 inches yearly. Founded in the 7th century by refugees fleeing Slavic hordes, this pearl of the Adriatic birthed Europe's first orphanage in 1432 and abolished slavery in 1416, a beacon of enlightened rule amid medieval chaos, its arsenal once echoing with the clank of shipbuilding that linked east and west. Today, the Sponza Palace's marble halls whisper of that seafaring legacy, while falcons soar over walls that withstood sieges, a timeless jewel where stone sea and human ingenuity entwine. Lucerne, Switzerland. Picture this beneath the snow-capped peaks hugging Lake Lucerne, a hidden world of underground rivers, pulses through the Entelbuch biosphere, Switzerland's first UNESCO reserve, where ancient Swiss plateau rocks meet the Alps in a dramatic clash that's lasted millions of years. These karst caves and moors, covering over 100 square miles, cradle more than a quarter of the region's wetlands, teeming with alpine wildflowers that burst into color come summer. But the real stars are the whitefish 7 newly discovered species, like the elusive Coregonus intermundia, that dart through the lake's chilly depths, each adapted to specific nooks formed by Ice Age glaciers. For centuries, locals have fished these silvery ghosts, weaving them into tales of mountain spirits, a quiet nod to how nature and Swiss heritage flow as one in this timeless alpine cradle. Mont Saint-Michel, France. Rising like a mirage from the mudflats, Mont Saint-Michel's granite core, forged 525 million years ago from molten magma, stands defiant against tides that surge 46 feet twice daily, the highest in Europe. This ancient rock, once part of a vast batholith, now cradles an abbey where monks once copied sacred texts by candlelight, turning the mount into a medieval beacon of knowledge. Below, the bay's salt marshes hum with life. Over 350 bird species, including rare spoonbills, flock here, while the invasive slipper shell, smuggled in 19th century oysters, chokes native clams, a stark reminder of how one tiny intruder reshapes a fragile coastal web. Legends say the Archangel Michael himself perched atop the spire in 708 AD, guiding pilgrims across the quicksands. Today, those same sands whisper of a bay where faith tide and tenacity collide. Pamukkale, Turkey. Step onto Pamukkale's blinding white terraces, where 17 hot springs gush calcium-rich water at up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, layering travertine like frozen waterfalls over 2,100 acres, a process that's built this cotton castle for 600,000 years from underground aquifers fed by mountain rains. These mineral pools, perched on a 660-foot cliff, nurture a secret garden of algae and microbes that thrive in the steam, turning the edges vibrant green against the stark lime. Ancient Greeks founded Hierapolis here in the 2nd century BC, drawn by the water's healing powers, erecting temples over fault lines that belch prophetic vapors, home to the oracle priestesses who inhaled fumes for visions. Earthquakes toppled the city in 1354 AD, but the terraces endure a living canvas, where geology paints myths into stone, inviting wanderers to soak in history's warm embrace. Istanbul, Turkey. Straddling 2 continents, Istanbul's Bosporus Strait churns where Europe meets Asia, a 20-mile waterway carved by Black Sea floods 500 years ago that drowned ancient farms in a single cataclysm, reshaping human migration forever. This salty crossroads teems with over 9,000 plant species, a third unique to Turkey's fractured mountains, like the elusive Liquidambar orientalis tree, whose resins scents the air in hidden groves. For millennia, It's been a cultural forge. Byzantine emperors built Hagia Sophia in 537 AD as a dome-defying marvel, later turned mosque, then museum. Its whispers echoing Ottoman sultans who blended East and West in spice-scented bazaars. Today, as ships glide past, the strait feeds a megacity of 15 million, where olive groves cling to hillsides, proving how one sliver of water has scripted empires and ecosystems alike. Reunion Island, France. Born from a volcanic hotspot 2 million years ago, Reunion Island's Piton de la Fournaise erupts 100 times per century, spewing lava that cools into black sand beaches and feeds 3 cirques, crater-like basins up to 5,000 feet deep that trap clouds and rain, birthing the wettest spot on Earth with 400 inches annually. This fiery forge hosts 230 endemic plants, like the ghostly white Cibarbia bourbonica shrub that clings to lava flows, and 9 fish species found nowhere else, such as the thumb-sized Channamarina bauchote eel darting through coral reefs. French explorers claimed it in 1642, dubbing it Bourbon for its rum, but indigenous lore speaks of sea spirits guiding canoes. Now a UNESCO site, its peaks pulse with 40 unique birds, including the emerald reunion bulbul, a feathered testament to isolation's wild alchemy. St. Petersburg, Russia. Drained from Neva River marshes in 1703 by Peter the Great's iron will. St. Petersburg's 42 islands, linked by 342 bridges, hide a floral secret 678 native angiosperms that escape the Azores dredges, from resilient grey alders to lichens that cloak the canals like living graffiti. This engineered delta, prone to floods that claim lives every decade, now shelters urban wolves and lynx in its green lungs, remnants of taiga that once prowled the Baltic wilds. Peter built it as Russia's European mirror, importing French gardeners to sculpt summer garden statues amid linden groves where Pushkin dueled at dawn. Today, its parks pulse with 400 exotic escapees, blending imperial pomp with nature's quiet rebellion in a city that's as much water as stone. Bryce Canyon National Park, United States. Utah's high desert rim cracks open to reveal Bryce's hoodoos, over 10,000 slender spires of Claren Formation limestone, painted rusty red and creamy white from 60-million-year-old lake beds that once lapped at ancient shores. Frost wedging splits these soft rocks nightly, while summer rains sculpt them taller than 200 feet, creating the world's densest collection of these whimsical pillars amid 3 stacked ecosystems, spruce forests at 9,000 feet, giving way to pinon pines below. Paiute tribes called them legend people, turned to stone for mischief, guiding Mormon settlers in the 1870s to name it after pioneer Ebenezer Bryce, who grumbled it was hell for man and horse. Beneath starry skies, some of the darkest in America, Utah prairie dogs burrow at dawn, their whistles echoing a landscape where time freezes giants in eternal play. Antarctica. Enshrouded in 14 million square miles of ice, up to 3 miles thick, Antarctica's Gamburtsev Mountains, buried peaks as tall as the Rockies hunch, unseen, beneath the East Antarctic sheet, forged 1 billion years ago, yet sharpened by ancient flows that mimic modern rivers. This frozen vault cradles 700 endemic seaweeds and the springtail Gomphocephalus hodgsoni, a tiny wingless wonder that bounds across McMurdo Dry Valleys, the planet's coldest desert, at minus 128 degrees Fahrenheit. No humans roamed here until 1820, when Russian explorers pierced the pack ice, sparking a treaty in 1959 that bans claims and mines, turning it into Earth's peace lab. Krill swarms pink clouds numbering trillions, fuel whales and penguins in a web so pure it records our global sins in ice cores, a silent sentinel where life's tenacity meets cosmic chill. Lake Como, Italy. Gliding into Lake Como's Y-shaped embrace, carved 10,000 years ago by retreating alpine glaciers that gouge this 1,300-foot-deep rift amid granite peaks, you'll find submerged forests of Eurasian black poplar, their roots filtering waters once plied by Roman galleys, hauling marble. These shores shelter Campanula rainieri, a bellflower endemic to the lake's limestone cracks, blooming violet only in misty crevices where humidity clings like secrets. Pliny the Younger summered here in 100 AD, penning villas that drew Verdi and Mussolini. Today, silk mills hum in Como town, weaving threads from mulberry leaves tended by families whose tales thread through Renaissance frescoes. As ferries cut the blue, the lake mirrors a timeless dance of rock ripple and human whisper. Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. In Croatia's karst heart, Plitvice's 16 turquoise lakes stacked like living jewels, their tufa dams built by moss algae and bacteria depositing calcium over 15,000 years, still growing inches annually, veiling waterfalls that thunder 250 feet into fern-choked pools. This biochemical ballet, unique in Europe, sustains 1,275 plants, including the rare lady's slipper orchid, whose pink pouches lure bees in sun-dappled beech groves older than Croatia itself. Slavic tribes settled these woods in the 1500s, dubbing it Devil's Playground for its mist-shrouded magic. By 1949, it became Europe's first national park, shielding brown bears and wolves amid 321 butterfly species. Wooden walkways snake through, letting you tread lightly on a canvas where water writes the story one drop at a time. As we journey through these breathtaking wonders, it's impossible not to feel a profound sense of awe and gratitude for the beauty of our planet. Each place, with its unique story carved by time and nature, reminds us how small we are in the grand tapestry of existence, yet how deeply connected we are to it. These landscapes stir the soul, ignite curiosity, and inspire us to protect the fragile miracles that surround us. If this journey moved you as much as it did us hit that like button, share this video with someone who'd be inspired, and subscribe to join us for more adventures that celebrate the heart of our world. Let's keep exploring together.